This is Kathy Biehl of EmpowermentUnlimited.net with Astro-Insight for the week of September 2nd, 2024. We are moving into a real difference in the way the world feels. This week brings invitations and opportunities to set things on a new track, to organize, to ground, to do something about all of the mess that's accumulated around you in the past couple of months. It also starts a 2.5-month phase of cleaning up and coming to grips with structural change, infrastructure collapse, corruption, things that have decayed, not working, where you can't put your feet on the ground quite so well anymore. Pluto, as the week starts, has re-entered the sign of Capricorn for the last time in our lifetimes. He sits at the very last degree of the sign from September 1st to November 19th or so. That's when he moves back into Aquarius until 2044. We will be doing last minute, late stage review and cleanup of his time in Capricorn since January 2008. And as he does this, there are two other bodies at the end of the zodiac that are helping him out. Well, not so much the zodiac, rather at the end of the solar system. Let's rephrase that. One of them is Neptune, the font of divine wisdom and inspiration, the dream weaver, the illusionist, the cosmic fog machine, the keeper of no end of, to put it politely, hooey. So Neptune's been sitting at the end of the zodiac at the 29th degree of Pisces. It's going to be making its way slowly back into the sign a bit and is wrapping up its time in Pisces since 2011. So you may find the time from 2011 to be a bit of an overlap in stuff that you're dealing with. Neptune and Pluto are working together to soften whatever is still collapsing, whatever is still needing to be reconstructed. And the pair also offers a higher perspective on what is going on. And then there's a third one in the mix, Uranus, the agent of radical awakening change, and it's in a cooperative aspect with both of them. So this process of rethinking and cleaning up and getting a higher perspective will have the occasional lightning bolt and aha, and something just shifting really, really suddenly. As this begins, we have a new moon in Virgo on the 2nd that is really just a get-to-work vibe. It's inspiring, setting really sane goals, shoring up your habits, your boundaries, thinking in terms of what can I do about X. Virgo does like to improve whatever it gets involved with, and it has a nice objective streak. So while this other stuff is going on, you have at your disposal here the ability to engage in some critical, evaluative thinking. Take advantage of this, set some very practical short-term goals, and do allow yourself the latitude to implement what you're up to in baby steps. This is incremental. How we actually push ourselves forward undergoes a change this week. Mars is on his way out of the communication zone of Gemini, and he's pushing against all the cosmic fog. And think of what happens if you try to grab fog, might not get anywhere. There could be an increase. It could feel like somebody is pumping up the cosmic fog machine and heightening the gaslighting. It might be that there are attacks trying to get through it. Pluto makes an adjustment aspect to Mars as Mars is on his way out of the door. Pluto is now the planet of latest degree, so every time a body changes signs between now and the middle of November, the last thing it does before it changes its clothes is have a conversation with Pluto. Mars in conjuncts Pluto on the 4th. You might have to change the way you're going about something. You might confront power in a way that you're not normally comfortable with. You might be addressing something flying around. After the encounter with the fog machine, the reaction will be, well, let's just cut through this and hit a point of efficiency. And then Mars moves into Cancer, which is historically not a comfortable place for the god of war to be in the moon's little comfy, cozy home. Mars in Cancer increases the impulse to take care of the ones you love. And there's going to be a big conversation as a part of this that has to do with what the role of the masculine is at this point. You will see two very different models of it collectively, but in your own life, see if you don't find yourself motivated to tend to your home fires, to tend to your own kitchen, to perhaps even make your own food. Mars is going to be in this mode for quite a while. It'll take us pretty much through election season. Epiphanies, different ways of looking at things, startling, weird, shake-up information, very, very likely by the 7th when Mercury squares Uranus, which it did on August 18 while it was retrograde. Perhaps more to the story comes out about something that happened then. Regardless, some information is going to come that's going to knock you upside the head, possibly change some situations for you, possibly liberate a situation. The weekend then slides us into looking long and hard at what our responsibilities are, at what we have power over and what we do not have power over, with the sun opposite Saturn. And that whole issue of the fog machine, what is truth, what is falsehood, what is gaslighting, what is magical thinking, floats back around again with Mercury in an inconjunct or adjustment aspect to Neptune. Maybe you get a different slant on a situation, a different way of looking at things. Maybe you see that something you bought into really is just a puff of smoke. Remember that Virgo new moon? As we used to say when I worked at McDonald's, time to lean is time to clean. Homing thought of the week. Do something. Song of the week. Very, very, very old. When I'm Cleaning Windows by George Formby. Who's ever heard of him among you? And the image of the week is Mr. Mom, but with decades of experience. You'll learn lots more about this in my forecasts for the month of September and the Virgo new moon, which are up at my site, empowermentunlimited.net, where you can sign up on my mailing list and get a Jupiter in Gemini quick reference guide as a download to thank you for subscribing and book a session with me. I'm Kathy Biehl, a professional astrologer with more than 30 years experience. I have lots of bonus content at patreon.com/Kathy Biehl, including a long article about Neptune and Pluto collaborating in September, October, and the first half of November. And I'm really grateful to the people who support my work there. By the way, new feature, community page has dad jokes. I host the show Celestial Compass on Ulm Times Radio on the first and third Monday of every month at 5 p.m. Eastern. This week, I am talking about eclipses with Louise Eddington of Cosmic Owl Astrology. I also host conversation on Facebook on the page Empowerment Unlimited and in the group the Astro-Insight Lounge. I post on Instagram and Threads at KA Biehl and on YouTube at the Professional Aquarian channel. Talk to you next week.